Hey going, Mark from Coast to Country. Today's video I'm just going to do a quick how to scale, gut and clean, as in fillet, a Tommy Ruff. Pretty common fish down here in South Australia. Kids catch a lot of them off jetties and things, so some people may not know how to deal with one if they do catch one and want to eat it. So just do a quick video and show you how that's done. Okay, so this is a Tommy Ruff, or a Australian herring is another word for it, name for them. Pretty distinctive compared to Australian salmon, as they've got some real dark little tips on their tails here, and when you rub your hand backwards on the scales they're super rough. Pretty good for catching off jetties with kids and things, great fun on light gear. Kids can handle them quite easily as well. They've got a little spike on their gill rake here, which is a little bit sharp, that can get you occasionally, and there's a few spikes on the fins if you rub your hand backwards, but you shouldn't be doing that anyway. Beautiful fish to eat when they're fresh. There's no size limit in South Australia. He's about, what's he gone, 26 centimetres, 26 and a half or whatever, so that's a good size Tommy for down this area in the southeast of South Australia. So what we're going to do is basically just show you how to quickly scale it. All you do is basically, well, this is a scale you can buy. It's basically just got a double-edged thing on there. You can use a knife, anything. So basically, if you've never caught one before, a lot of kids catch these on jetties and then don't know what to do with them. So you just go backwards against the scales, like most fish. And you can do this with pretty much anything. If you haven't got one of these, you can use a knife. This is quite a sharp knife, which is probably not ideal, because if you're not careful you can actually cut a fish doing it this way as well. So any knife, you can use the back of a knife if you wanted to. So basically at the end of the day all you're doing is going backwards, knocking the scales off. I'll use this because it's here. So just keep going until we get all the scales off basically. You can skin them, you can fillet them and then take the skin off later, but what I'm actually going to do with this one, we're going to do a crispy skin Tommy and probably fry it up in a frying pan, keep it super simple. So anyway, once that's done, I've got a quick blast off, makes it look a little bit tidier. So the next thing to do is gut it. So you can just put the knife in a little hole there. This is quite a sharp knife all the way down, just be careful you don't cut yourself. So what we do then is we cut around its gills like that, both sides. And then we can open that up like that. So if you're a bit squeamish, probably not the video for you, but anyway. So what we can do then is cut the gills out. And a simple matter of just grabbing the gills all in one and then sliding sort of your finger inside all the way down cavity like that, and all its guts comes out like that. It's handy to have a hose or something to blast things with. So once that's done, you can give it a quick rinse out. You can fillet these without scaling or gutting. It's quite often what I do, a lot of the fish we do, because we skin them. But if you want to, you can do this one day and you can leave that in the fridge and that will firm up, and then you can fillet it. Another thing I do if I'm going to leave them in the fridge for a while is I keep cutting down to the backbone, and with the back of your finger you can actually get all that sort of dark livery type stuff out, and that gets a lot of the strong flavour out of the fish as well if you do that. So give it a blast. So that is ready to go in a fridge. You could firm that up overnight, which would make it, see, still quite floppy, still swimming half an hour ago. So yeah, that would firm up in the fridge, go stiff, and it's a lot easier to then fillet. But that's pretty much how you quickly gut and scale a Tommy. And now we'll quickly we'll take the sides off it anyway. A little bit tricky to do when they're not firmed up in the fridge, but we'll do that anyway. Right, so to take the sides off, you can use any knife you like, pretty much, as long as it's sharp. I use these knives quite a bit, make sure they've got a nice edge on them. You can use a flexi blade filleting knife as well. Again, just make sure it's sharp. So what we like to do is just get our knife and run it just down the backbone here, just above its spine, all the way down. Careful not to cut yourself, obviously. We're going to leave the skin on this time, so what you do is just follow the rib cage, rib bones all the way down, sorry, the backbone, spine all the way down like that, and then angle the knife down, just keep following the backbone all the way through. Get as much of that meat off of the skeleton as we can. So then when we get to about that point, we can poke the knife out through the bottom like so, and then keeping the knife flat all the way out to the tail. And because I'm not going to skin it, I don't need that as a hinge to skin later, so we'll take that right off. So then we can just keep following down here, and there'll be rib bones we've got. We're pushing down on these ribs that follow around like that. What we can do now is, oh, I actually messed that up a bit, didn't I? Cut all the way through there. What I can do now is cut through pin bones, cut back into the head, angled back like that, and then we can remove these ribs. So these rib bones angle this way. This is pretty rough. Probably get some haters about this, but care factor. Oh, this is butchered. So what we've done there is just taken out the rib cage, as well as a big hole. That's not supposed to happen, but anyway. So imagine that's still there. What we've done now is we've taken all these ribs out. I've got a nice little fillet there. When you're buying fish in a market, that's pretty much how you'd buy them. But there are bones in here called pin bones, and they're actually running that way. So we like to take them out as well. You can get little pliers or tweezers and pull them out. I just like to cut them out. They only go to about this point here, so I just find it's easier to just cut a little strip out each side and remove them that way. So we just grab that, pull that little strip out, trim that off there, and inside there's actually lots of little bones, so that's all gone. So now that is a boneless fillet, minus the hole I punched in it, but anyway, maybe you can hang that up on something. Anyway, so that's one side. Quickly do the other side, hopefully don't mess this one up. So there we have two little fillets. So they're a chunky little fish, and they'll fry up nice fresh. So if your kid brings home a Tommy from a jetty and you're thinking, what am I going to do with this? Hopefully this video will give you a bit of an idea. So thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.